Sometimes when I get home, I can just sit for many hours and watch stuff about astronomy, science, stars, a lot of things that when people look at me, I don't seem like somebody that would have interest in those things. And usually when someone sees me, their first impression is that I'm somebody that just works out a whole bunch and doesn't have these interests. And I actually haven't really worked out a whole lot in the past 6 months because I've been so busy with drawing and work. And more recently, I've done a lot more drawing and watching a lot of documentaries, stuff about space and science. I'll just make a whole list of videos that I'll watch for hours, or I'll listen to it while I'm drawing. And some of my drawings can be inspired by what I'm listening to, a podcast, or maybe the music I'm listening to. And I end up making strange shapes or patterns, such as the one you're looking at right now, which is it's a bunch of lines and what looks like a lot of triangles, or maybe kind of a pattern that looks like a bottom of a basket. But I think a basket with that big of gaps in it would not be very useful for putting things in. Have you ever had, what are those things called? Like a strainer or a colander that you go to put spaghetti noodles in or something? I've ran into the problem before where I needed to take rice and get a lot of the water out of it because it was in a pan and I boiled it. And when you're trying to get the water out of it, you hold the spatula to try to drain it, but that doesn't work and the rice just falls out. One time I wanted to strain the water out of it, and all I had was a colander, which is for spaghetti. So I poured my rice into it, and a bunch of the rice came out of the bottom through all the little tiny holes. Well, they weren't small holes. They were larger because the strainer or the colander was for spaghetti noodles. And so I actually used that for many years before I decided to get a metal strainer for my rice. And then it wasn't too long, only a couple of weeks, and the whole edge of it rusted at the top. And all the little metal pieces, the wires that hold it together, it all rusted and fell apart. And since then, when I make rice, I boil it for a certain amount of time. And once the rice is cooked and absorbs all the water, then I don't have to worry about straining it or nothing because all the water's gone or evaporated. But you do have to be careful. As soon as the rice gets to where most of the water has evaporated, once the rice is done cooking, you don't want to continue cooking it because there's no water in there, and then it's going to burn. And so what I do is I'll cook my rice until it's done. Then once it's all cooked, I let it sit there for up to maybe half an hour. The rice is still going to be pretty hot and still warm, but it soaks up all the water, and then you don't have to worry about straining it. And then your rice isn't real dry, but it's also not too watery because it soaks up a lot of the water. But you don't want to use too much water. That's why when I haven't measured it. I never have measured it. I kind of eye it, and that's how I'm able to. I don't know how. I don't measure it or nothing. As I said, I just put the rice in there, and I put whatever feels like the right amount of water in there that when I cook it, that will evaporate or cook into the rice, and then the rice absorbs it and soaks into the rice after I'm done cooking. But I just recently got done eating, and it was cut up onions, tomatoes, garlic, green bell pepper, added some seasoning, and it was on some boneless pork. I ate that, and now I'm craving oatmeal again. I eat a bowl of oatmeal every day. I also eat a banana every day, and I drink a lot of milk. I have to drink a lot of milk to maintain my body weight because I'm kind of an active person. I mean, my job requires me to be very physical, moving around, and I move around a lot when I'm at home. I mean, I do sit around drawing a lot, but when I do get up, I move around a lot. I clean, I do my dishes, I rearrange things. I occasionally do some push-ups or something. And I've had somebody ask me how it is that I still have abdominals and everything that can be seen very well. I haven't done setups in a very, very long time. But the reason for that is because of the way that I set. That's one. Second is because I move around a lot. And third is because of what I eat and I take care of my health. And when I do work out, such as when I do squats or deadlifts, I'm doing such a heavy amount of weight and so many sets and reps that I'm using my abdominals anyway, so I never really have to do sit-ups. To get your abdominals to show, it's more about just doing exercises that really strengthen your core, such as doing squats and deadlift, front squats, exercises like that, and getting your body fat percentage lower. And that's pretty much it, really. I always stay active, and I do want to get back to the gym whenever they reopen here soon. Hopefully it's soon. I don't know when it's going to be, but whenever that is, I want to get back in the gym and get back to doing squats and deadlifts and bench press. I'm not really sure what my bench press is right now. I think my absolute maximum right now at this very moment, probably around 300. And my squat, deadlift, probably around like 500 or something like that. 550 maybe. And I mean, I think that's pretty good, being that I really haven't worked out a whole lot at all in the past 6 months. I mean, I've got priorities, but I still take care of my health. But if I had to choose between doing a lot of drawings and focus on drawing and getting better at drawing, or seeing a 20-pound increase on my squat, I'm always going to choose the drawing over it. But I'm always going to take care of my health first before anything else. Because if my body doesn't feel good, my mind doesn't feel good, I don't feel great, and then I can't be very creative. And then so my drawings don't improve, and I don't do a lot of drawings. So, yeah. But I'm going to go make myself some food again, drink some milk, drink some water, probably do some stretching, and then work on some more drawings and listen to some podcasts about astronomy, science, and other things that I find interesting. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.